lovers, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm doing my new Holy Grail foundation routine. I'm also going to include like under eye concealer and just stuff like that. These are the products I've been using lately and the combinations that I've found have really worked for me personally, and I'm going to show you guys how to get that gorgeous base. The first step for me is going to be adding a little bit of a hydrating moisturizer to my face. So I'm actually going to be using my Pevonia Power Repair Age Correcting Refining Cream. This stuff is amazing. It smells absolutely gorgeous and it's just so hydrating on the skin. So I'm just going to apply this over my face, mainly to the areas where I do get a little bit dry, but I'm also going to concentrate it underneath my eyes because that's going to help to hydrate that area and hopefully prevent creasing later on. Let that dry in. The next step for me is to actually apply a highlighter over the majority of my face. I just find that using that particular product in conjunction with my foundation, it is just freaking amazing. So I'm going to go in with the Australis Liquid Strobing Drops, and this is basically going to be my primer. If you don't like to use kind of highlighters as primers, or if you don't like a really kind of glowy look, then I suggest using more of just a serum-y type primer if you are going to be using this particular palette for foundation, because you need it. So I'm just going to apply this. This is the gold one. They do have a pink one as well, and I'm just basically gonna rub it all into my face. So it's not like super highlighting, but it's enough just to kind of make the foundation magic. Foundation today, I'm going to be using the RCMA foundation. I vary from a few different shades. At the moment, I'm the shade Geina Beige. This is my pale color. This is like a professional brand product. I did buy this online from Adorn Beauty, if you guys are wanting to get your hands on it. They do have like thinning drops that you can work in with this product, but I find that it shears it out. It doesn't give you as much coverage, and because I like to have more of a fuller kind of coverage, I find that using this in conjunction with the strobing drops, it just makes it so much better. You don't lose coverage, you still get a dewiness, and it's just, I don't know, it just really works with this foundation. So I'm just gonna dab this along my face in different areas. And then I'm going to go in with a brush. This is a furless brush. It's quite a small, kind of kabuki style brush, but it just, is incredible at really buffing your foundation in and making it look flawlessly gorgeous. Honestly, just gives you such a flawless base, but it still looks natural at the same time. Like, I know it doesn't seem possible, but it is. So obviously working that well down my neck. For blemishes, I'm just going to pat on a tiny bit more of that product and just let it set for a little bit before I blend that out. I find like this foundation, it's almost like the longer you have it on, the more it kind of melts and like becomes seamless with your skin. It's just gorgeous, and I mean melting in a good way, not like a melting, but a good kind of melting. Look who's just woken up. Hey, you want to join me? You help me do my makeup? Hey? What I'm going to do is just spray a tiny bit of setting spray onto it. Oh, you're going to help me? And then I just like to kind of buff over anything that might be a little bit streaky, and that's just going to help make everything last. It's going to lock it all in place. And just make it amazing. So for my under eyes, what I've been loving is the Bye Bye Under Eye by It Cosmetics. These ones are the illuminating ones. I'm not sure if I like the illuminating as much as I like the standard one, but do you think that they had the standard one in stock? No. So I got the illuminating ones. I've got medium and light. I'm probably going to go in with medium today just because I don't want anything too stark underneath my eyes. It depends on my mood. So I'm only using a tiny little bit because honestly a little goes a really long way. And I like to warm it up between my fingers and then basically dab it underneath my eye. Good old triangle shape. Nothing new here. Alright. This is quite a creamy product as well. Like a little bit does go a long way. You definitely don't want to use too much because that's where you will end up with the cakiness and kind of creasing. I learned that the hard way. So again, going with my beauty sponge, I'm setting it with some setting spray, dabbing off the excess. You don't want it like soaking wet. And then I'm just going to pat that in underneath my eyes and just really blend that out. Amazing. All right, so baking, for me personally, I do not like to bake. Unless I just have not found the right product to do it with, but it just does not work for me. I think it is mainly my skin type. It's just a horror show every time I've tried. But I do like just to set my under eye concealer. I don't really get super oily skin. I have a little bit of an oily T-zone, but nothing drastic. So I like to go in with my Hourglass. This is the Ambient lighting powder. This is in dim light. So I actually just use my foundation brush, and you need something that's really quite dense with this product. And I just pat that in underneath my eye. Nothing like drastic. I don't like using a lot. But I'm also going to just pat that in anywhere else that I want to kind of just set in a little bit more. But that's pretty much all the powder I use. I'm just not a powder person. I'm going to also include like my contouring kind of routine. I'm not a drastic cream contour person. Like frankly, I don't have time, especially with Hazel. Like this is the most elaborate kind of time frame that I will get. So powder contour has been my go-to for a while now. I just love it. It's just easy. Really easy. So I'm going to go in with a bigger, kind of softer, fluffier brush. This is, again, a furless brush. And my go-to is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil powder. So it is quite a light color, matte, smells like chocolate. It's awesome. Basically, I like to do is just dust the outskirts of where I'm going to contour. Just like when you're doing, you know, a smoky eye, you don't want to go straight in with black because blending it out is going to be a bitch. You go in with a lighter shade first, and then you go in with the darker shades on top to help it blend. So basically that is what I'm doing. I'm just kind of mapping out a rough kind of, you know, area for my contour. Nothing too insane or drastic. Just, you know, the rough kind of outline. Because it is such a really soft, fluffy brush, it's not going to deposit too much color, and it's just going to make blending so much easier. In terms of my nose, I do go in with a fluffier brush as well. Obviously not something that big, but something on the smaller side of the scale. And I go basically from my eyebrows straight down. Oh my God. No, no. Okay, we're back. So I go from the side up here and basically straight down my nose. This is again just like the outskirts of my contour, and I go in and give it a little bit more detail later. I then do go back with this fluffier brush and just kind of dust over it. So my go-to contour powder, which I have been using for ages, is actually a blush. This is NYX's blush in Taupe. I feel it's just the perfect, you know, if you've got a similar skin tone to me, the perfect cool toned color. It's not shiny, it's not shimmery, it's not orange, it's just, oh, amazing. So I go in with more of a contouring brush. Again, this is a Fearless brush. Fearless brushes are my go-to. Load it up, and basically I just softly add in some layers. I don't want anything too drastic unless I'm, you know, going out, but let's face it, I never go anywhere. Basically deepen up on top of where we've done the Too Faced bronzer. And I do whatever's left over on my chin. Okay, so moving back to my nose, I do grab a smaller brush, dip it in that NYX color, Again, I do just go downwards. I mainly focus it on the tip, which is where I do prefer to contour that a little bit more. And I just do basically those 2 lines. But then I also like to do a little line just across the center here, just to give me more of a button nose. I'm also going to touch on blush and highlighter and also brows, because I feel like that is the basis of a good kind of base makeup in a way. Blush, I don't really have a holy grail blush. It does vary on what I'm wearing on my eyes and my mood and everything. I will show you guys some of my favorites. One of them is the Tarte Exposed Cheek Stain. This is a cream product, but I find it just gives you the most gorgeous natural kind of color with your blush. This is in the shade Exposed, maybe. Doesn't look that great, but it is a really, really nice color. I do love the Blush Up palettes by Designer Brands. I think these are great. They're a really affordable brand, and they give you 3 different options of color per palette. And I just reach for these a lot. They're just, they're gorgeous. They have more mattes, they have shimmers. Really like them. But the one I'm going to use today doesn't look that fantastic, but it is like the most perfect, just natural color that goes with any type of makeup. So it is the Inika Mineral Blush. It's in the shade Blooming Nude, and it, yeah, like I said, it doesn't look like much. It's kind of like, oh, you're gonna put that on your face? It is the most gorgeous shade. You don't want too much though. It's very pigmented. So I'm basically just gonna lightly dust that in above my contour. See, like, it's just the most perfect shade. It's so pretty, so natural. It looks amazing on darker skin tones as well. Oh, any excess, just gonna dust around my face just to kind of warm it up. And So for highlighters, as much as I do love, you know, super blingy highlighters, some days I just don't want a super blingy highlighter. So I'm actually going to use what I used as my base, which is the Strobing drops from Australis. What I like to do is just drip some out on my hand. I just find that these are still a gorgeous glow, but it's natural. It's not like, oh, I can't see. It's just a nice natural glow. And because of the serum-y kind of texture, they just blend really, really nicely. So I'm just applying it on that area, going back in with my beauty blender and just patting over it. You want to work more quickly with this product because it does set quite quickly. I'm also going to add some up here. A dot on the center of my nose, ooh, center of my forehead. Blend this bit out a lot. And that is pretty much it for the highlighter. In terms of brows, it has been amazing since having them microbladed. Oh my gosh. But I'm going to go in with my holy grail, the Poni Cosmetics Main Stain. This stuff is just incredible. This is shade number 2, which is Palomino. And I think for my kind of color, with my hair color currently, it's amazing. So I am basically just gonna, I actually need to pluck my eyebrows, but I don't need to do much at all. This obviously isn't going to be a super crazy fleeky brow. This is just a natural, you know, everyday kind of brow. Honestly, I cannot express how amazing it is waking up with eyebrows. It's like the most amazing thing in the entire world. And I'm going to set them with the Poni Cosmetics Zebra Brow Gel. So the rest of my makeup has been applied. I'm just going to go ahead and set all this with setting spray now, and that will just lock it all in place. Alright, rainbows, so that is my go-to flawless base makeup routine. Obviously, this is my kind of more glam version of it. This is not my everyday version. This is definitely not like the mum version, I've got 2 minutes to spare version. But if you guys want me to create a tutorial like that, like flawless base in 2 minutes, mum version, let me know and I definitely will. I just absolutely love how it looks. I find that it's like flawlessly natural. It's not like full-on caked, it's just gorgeous. It feels great on my skin and I'm ready to take on the day. So yeah, thank you Rainbows for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and don't forget to subscribe and yeah, stay tuned for my next video. I love you guys and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.